Chatter. In this video, we will be talking about Marianne Williamson and her uh, probable 2024 presidential run. So Marianne Williamson is a spiritual leader. She has written multiple books now, and she's an activist essentially. She became most known from her books and really the message of love and how it needs to be spread across the world. She got a lot of recognition from those books, and she did become a leader of this love evolution, this positivity, love, anti-hate movement across the nation. And Marianne Williamson, with her zero political experience, ran for president in 2020 in the Democratic Party primary. If you remember, so many candidates ran in that primary, and unlike many, she did not just blend in with the rest of the group. She stood out. There were only a handful of candidates in that huge, crowded primary field that really stood out from the rest. Andrew Yang was one, Mike Gravel was one, Richard Ojeda was one, Marianne Williamson was also one. She received a lot of support from people who were not really politically active, as many of these outsider candidates did. She was certainly not the establishment choice, the choice of the establishment Democratic Party. She was an outsider, essentially. She ran on that campaign of love and, an evolution in the United States. She was very much a progressive, universal health care, why is that though? A raised minimum wage, all this stuff, legalized marijuana, were among her plans. She was, up there with Bernie and Elizabeth Warren on terms of policy positions. But let's stop talking about 2020 and start talking about 2024, as this news article from Puck. If you don't know Puck, it is a news source. Used to be an extremely popular magazine in the early 1900s, but I guess they're still pushing out articles. But anyway, this Puck article is revealing this Marianne Williamson presidential run in 2024, and I really could not find anything else on the internet. Even though she was a 2020 presidential candidate, no one else is covering this, and that's kind of what her, Yang, Bernie, these outsiders run on, is that they don't get media coverage. And we're seeing this already with Marianne Williamson. No one is reporting her exploratory committee that she has created for 2024. That is the big point here. Since then, I learned that Marianne Williamson, the spiritual activist and 2020 candidate, has been actively making significant moves toward challenging Biden. At a party in Los Angeles last month, Williamson spoke about her position against corporate Democrats' need to challenge Biden. Need to challenge Biden. No Democrats are saying this. That just shows you how much of an outsider she really is. Even after the 2022 midterms, with all Democrats uniting behind Biden and agreeing that they are not going to primary him in 2024, Williamson is still saying, you know what, we need a change. We need to primary Biden. Two very reliable sources have also told me that Williamson has already put out feelers to donors and secured an exploratory committee campaign tab on Act Blue. Here is Act Blue. Donate to Marianne Williamson Exploratory Committee. She has created this exploratory committee to run for President of the United States. And when a candidate forms an exploratory committee, they're not just going to back out. This almost always means that they're going to run. If you remember in 2020, these candidates were announcing that they were forming an exploratory committee. Kirsten Gillibrand announced it with, I don't know, who was it? Jimmy Fallon. Elizabeth Warren announced it. An exploratory committee. Julian Castro announced an exploratory committee. All of these candidates who announced that they were forming a exploratory committee ended up running. Williamson is likely going to run. She has visited New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Iowa. She's visiting those early states, just as all these possible contenders are doing. And she's already trying to build an operation in South Carolina where staffers are reaching out to former Bernie Sanders alumni to see if they're in the game. I'd like to see, what source they're using for that, because that would be really interesting if I could find something else on that. But you can literally donate to Marianne Williamson's 2024 presidential campaign. She's also, I won't go into my history, but here I could just do this. She is on Wikipedia. 2024 Democratic Party presidential primaries. Marianne Williamson is on there. Formed exploratory committee, December 2022. Blah, blah, blah. Decision pending. Joe Biden. Then we have all these dumb potentials. So, I just want to share that with you, how Marianne Williamson is likely going to challenge Biden in 2024. Now, this effect, we are yet to see. I mean, if we're looking at 2020, how well did she do? I don't think she made it. No, she did not make it to Iowa. She didn't even make it to Iowa. She was polling at. She made it in 1 or 2 debates, so she was like pulling ahead, or 1% or ahead, in at least a little bit of the time, but did not even make it to Iowa. So, thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would deeply appreciate it if you subscribed. It would help me greatly. And, but yeah, thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.